I like to say at the moment you are becoming ambitious, adversity comes. It comes, it's just natural. So be ready, be prepared. And I like also to say, build your team, build your, I call them sometimes your campaign team, like, I mean, as if you were about to be elected for anything. It's having people who will ensure that you have a lasting presence, even when you're not in the room. People who are able to talk about you positively, bring your cases further, showing what you can bring, and not you alone, because at the end, you need the others, you need other people.
Welcome to Take a Beat, a podcast dedicated to those who are wanting to hit pause on the hustle, get clear on your direction, and head toward the life that you envision. Today's episode explores the idea of quiet ambition and how to advance in your career without feeling like you need to be loud or overly self-promotional. To get more insight into this topic, I talked with Patrick Kamba, author of the book Quiet Ambition: Achieving Your Goals with Confidence and Discretion. With a background in engineering and global leadership in the pharmaceutical industry, Patrick helps professionals build influence, respect, and fulfillment with a sense of calm confidence. In this episode, Patrick shares the moment he realized that while progressing in his career wasn't going to happen on its own, he could still advance in a way that felt authentic and didn't require him to aggressively self-promote. Take a listen to hear Patrick's approach to quiet ambition and how he moved from leading a team of 5 to leading a team of more than 300 people, also becoming a trusted mentor, and even writing a book on the topic. Thank you so much for joining today, Patrick. I'm excited to talk to you about quiet ambition. I know you recently wrote a book about that subject and how ambition can be something that's cultivated with humility, purpose, and thoughtfulness. But maybe before we jump into the book, if it's okay to share a little bit about your career background and where you are right now, just to give listeners an idea of what that is.
So thank you, Kathy, for having me. So yes, my name is Patrick Kamba. I'm an executive leader in pharma and vaccine industry. I've been leading and mentoring people along my career. Originally, I was an engineer. I studied chemistry and chemical engineering in general. I complemented my background with an MBA, so Master of Administration in 2000s, around this in Liverpool, because I wanted to complement my profile with more finance, strategy, accounting, and management of organizations. Because actually, I'm very passionate by people management. So that's why, I mean, sooner or later, I've evolved to a world of, listening to people, giving career advices, mentor. And actually, as time was moving forward, I was really in the target, let's say, of being a people manager or project managers, because I like project management, making plans, managing risk and etc. for a project, but also transferring competencies. So that is what I did. And then I ended up by being a director of project management at GSK, vaccine and pharma companies. And as time went by, my teams grew up and became bigger. And recently, I was even leading a team of several hundred of people, project managers in general, until the level of senior director. So it's really a passion, sharing advices and also sharing what I learned, my successes and my failures. And all of this naturally drove me to write a book, Quiet Ambition, because I'm not a big fan of ego, being loud, and I'm more in the humility. But I'm sure we can discuss it a bit further.
Yeah, well, I think that's a perfect segue into when did you discover or identify for yourself that ambition can be quiet?
So I rather thought that ambition should be loud. And then I understood that it can be also quiet. Let's put it the other way. Because like 10, 15 years ago, I was really targeting to be a senior project manager. I was really, showing my performance, and I was even describing myself as a performer. And I could not understand why at certain moment I was not promoted. And then I was disappointed, frustrated. I started to complain. That's unfair. Why am I not promoted, and etc. Discussing with my line manager. And I even started to see people, I would say some peers, even going to human resources, making lobby, what's happening, why didn't I get a bigger bonus, and etc. And then I felt that that was not me. Really, like, no, I don't want to be this kind of person, because at the end, I did not want to stay and spend time with those kind of behaviors. I said, no, no, I don't want to be with them. But then if I become like this, maybe some people will try to be away from me. And I don't want this. And that's why I start to believe, okay, there might be another way. And then, yes, I still went to discuss with HR, but to understand what is the process, what are the constraints, what's happening, and not to claim that I should be promoted. That was different. So I insist, I still went to HR, but to understand and to be more in the collaboration, understand, okay, what's going on? Okay, these are the constraints. And I even tell some people today, like, even if they are ticking the boxes to be promoted, they may still not be promoted because there are other things. It might be the budget, it might be the right moment, it might be your own evaluation, by the way, or you may not have the right ambassadors, advocates, sponsors to influence your promotion. So I discovered this, and at a certain moment, I have decided to write a book explaining all of those different routes, let's say.
Gotcha. So I guess how would you then define or describe what quiet ambition could be or what it could look like?
Yeah, so a quiet ambition to me would be about, as you are saying, humility.
Okay.
Okay? It's about still talking and being visible, but not to dominate the conversation or the rooms, being loud and showing that you are the best and doing a lot of self-promotion. That's not it. It's about bringing projects forward, helping, contributing to the growth of your peers, your colleagues, etc., but just with the purpose of helping them, not the purpose of showing that you are the best peer, the best mate, the best, etc. So it's more humility, calm, confidence, and let things happen, but still while being engaged in having some advisors, ambassadors for your case.
So being of service essentially to those around you.
Yes, yes, I like the service leadership also concept or framework. Yes, it's not about me as an individual, but contributing to something bigger than me, and then maybe the side effect will be on my career at a certain moment and not in 3 months only.
And when you're advise or mentoring or advising people now who want to take this route, what are some things that you typically are recommending?
First, being patient. It takes time. Second is being resilient, because I like to say at the moment you are becoming ambitious, adversity comes. It comes, it's just natural. So be ready, be prepared. And I like also to say, build your team, build your, I call them sometimes your campaign team, like, I mean, as if you were about to be elected for anything. It's having people who will ensure that you have a lasting presence, even when you're not in the room. People who are able to talk about you positively, bring your cases further, showing what you can bring, and not you alone, because at the end, you need the others, you need other people.
What are some steps people could take to build their campaign team?
So I would say at first, they should start by exploring themselves.
Okay.
What do they really want? Who they are? And why is it so important, by the way? And I sometimes ask as a joke, okay, let's say tomorrow you get your promotion. Will you be happy?
Mhm.
I often have some silences at that moment, because if the purpose is to be promoted and then go to the next, then there is something else, because it will never end.
Right.
So this promotion should not be the end in itself. What's going on? What's your purpose? And that's where I say always in my book also,
Mhm.
step zero is explore yourself.
Okay.
Start by this. And then you build connections with people, and also how to find them, because as you are saying, it's also a question. How do I build my campaign team? I would say start by sharing good news with people around you, working with you, and even externally, and see how they react. You'll be surprised. In 5 minutes, you will know.
That's a
On
good
one
tip.
side, we'll have people. Yes, we'll have people who will change the topic in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
It means that those people might be jealous. I'm sorry, stay away.
Yeah.
And the others, we see them smiling, open their eyes, wanting to celebrate,
Yeah.
ask you thousands of questions because they are so happy and you feel that they are so happy. These are the good ones.
All right.
So these are the ones who will help you.
I think that's a really good tip and speaks to the idea maybe of quiet observation. To go back really quick to your point about people doing a self-assessment or self-assessment work to figure out their true intentions in their career. I think you write about this in your book, but do you have some suggestions on how people could start to do this?
Yes. Yes. So a few things they can do, of course, is explore their own strength. You have tools like the Gallup Strengths Finder. That's one of my best and favorite because it's only positive. It's only about your strength. They don't care about the weaknesses. And the way I am managing my people is the same. I tell them I don't care about your weaknesses. I really don't care. And then they are so that's a bit shocked, by the way. Because I say these are not your weaknesses who will bring you up. These are your strengths.
All
So
right.
let's focus on your strength. Maybe try to mitigate, minimize a bit your weaknesses, but it should be 10% of your time, not 80. Okay? I want to push and accelerate on your strength. That's what I do. And so your question was also related on, yes, your strength and how you can move forward.
Mhm.
And again, what is your target? Me personally, I say to my people, I want to be happy. And they find it a bit philosophical, but I said, yes, what's the purpose of leading your big teams, being sent in great hotels, having great conversation with clients? If at the end I cannot say, I want to have a break and eat a burger in a Hard Rock Cafe with my kids. What's the purpose?
Right.
Okay. And one of my key drivers is freedom, but others is achievement, other is recognition, other is just financial safety, whatever.
Mhm.
But you need to know this at the beginning
Mhm.
because it will influence any choice of your career. You may decide to find a job where you can work remote because you want freedom. On the opposite, you want recognition. Maybe you will prefer a job where you have to go to the office and meet 20 people who will celebrate, congratulate you when you do XYZ. So
Right.
that's not the same.
What about the idea of if you know that you are maybe more of a quiet, ambitious person, what is the importance then of like cultural fit in terms of the organization? Does that make a difference or not so much?
So indeed, being more a quiet and potentially introvert compared to an extrovert, your approach might just be different, but the target might be the same. I like to say that as an introvert, you may not need or feel inside you that you need to go and be there everywhere, anytime. But from time to time, you have to be there. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. It's more about being strategically visible. And so, as an introvert, is knowing when to speak and still speaking when it's needed, while introverts, from time to time, is knowing when to listen and stop talking. Because on the opposite, I'm sorry, when people are extrovert, they sometimes think that they need to just speak and be everywhere and make them visible, dominate the room, while the introvert may not speak so much, being silent,
Mhm.
while they may have things to bring.
Right.
And I'm sure you know, introverts are well known to be the ones who will prepare the most
Mhm.
because they want to be sure they can bring something. So it's a pity to not say anything.
Yeah.
When you're in the room, you have to speak.
Do you have any suggestions or tips for people who maybe resonate as more introverted for becoming more visible without necessarily being self-promotional?
Yes, so at first is kind of targeting specific meetings where they have to show up. There might be 1, 2, 3 opportunities in the week. They have to know them upfront and to get ready for them. That's one. And then during the meeting, there are several ways. Either you open the meeting or you close the meeting by reframing and listing all the actions, or it's just to highlight a few risks during the conversation, during this 1 hour meeting, let's say, flag that there might be 2 or 3 risks that you have identified before the meeting, but they don't need to know that you did it before. Okay. We just say, yes, I was thinking about, and you don't say, I spent 3 days thinking about it. It's fine. Nobody needs to know.
Yeah.
It's to be strategic. You just say that, okay, I thought about those risks and I'm ready. If you give me 1 or 2 people, we can sit together and work on it next week.
Mhm.
That's it. Then people will remember that this person had idea about risk and is taking the lead on mitigating, managing. And that's fine. And then you start the lasting presence.
Gotcha.
Compared to the extroverts who will try to speak 20 minutes out of 30 just to say that they are here. It's caricature, of course.
100%. Well, I do think it's pretty spot on that introverts are probably the most prepared in a sense of maybe almost a sense of worry that I need to be prepared to in order to have something to say.
Yes.
I know that you also mentor people who resonate as being introverted or more quiet. Are there themes that you see among your mentees in terms of the challenges they might be coming up against as they're trying to progress or advance in their careers?
Yes, one big and major I see is that they tend to be, let's say, risk averse, very much cautious because they are, afraid of if I say something wrong,
Yeah.
if I say something that is not useful, and people will believe that I did not come prepared, and etc. So I like to call it the dare to lead, and actually it's dare to fail, and that's fine. Come on. I like to say we will work until 65, 67. I don't know how much.
Yeah.
So it's okay. Your career is still long. So even if you fail today, it's okay. Keep on moving tomorrow.
Okay.
Our career will be so long. Never mind.
So look at the long game. You're in this for 65, 70 years, and one day isn't going to break it.
Yes, yes. And in an extreme way, I sometimes tell people that when the baby was born, they could not walk, they could not speak. Look at what they can do after 3 years.
Mhm.
So I'm sorry, you should not be afraid to ask a question, to try something during a 1 hour meeting. And they are generally stuck when I tell this because it's extreme, but at the end, why not? Just try, just go.
And have you seen big transformations in people or going from,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, and I'm very, of course, honored and flattered when people tell me, 10 years ago, because I had a former direct reports, I had an evening dinner with former friends, and some of them were reporting to me when I was at GSK. And one told me, 10 years ago, I was so mad when you told me to talk to this person. I did not agree with you, but you forced me to go and talk to her. And it was a good shot because I talked to this person, and a few months later, I've been able to go to another position that anybody still now has done.
Oh, wow.
Yes, yes. And I was surprised that she was still remembering this. But she told me, yes, I was not happy with you at that time. Taking some risk from time to time, but calculated risk. And at the end, if it is your dream job, dream position, at least you have to try because it's what it is in front of you.
Mhm.
This colleague at that time, she needed to talk to a vice president that I knew a bit, and I said, but come on, go and talk to her. Otherwise, you will never get there.
Yeah.
And I was the line manager, so I was also mentoring her, giving her advice. So she was not alone, and that is also my part on the this campaign team. You're not alone. You have a team working with you, a team of advisors and close to you, so they are supporting you. You're never alone. Actually,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Well, it does sound like you also mentor women pretty frequently. Are there maybe unique challenges that women face in terms of working in a more competitive environment or one where you sometimes need to be more visible?
Yes. So as you are mentioning it. I target much more women development just because I like to do it, and I have 3 daughters, so I'm sure I am biased. But really, it resonates a lot with me because my mother, she decided to study and become a nurse. She was 40 years old,
Huh?
and she had 4 kids. So that's something.
Yeah.
And my father, as an MP, was fully supporting her and told me one day, you have one I have one daughter and I have 3 boys. There's no way your sister will do everything for the 3 of you. So it was simple. We did not need to talk about diversity, gender equity, etc. No, it was very simple. One sentence, this is how you have to do it. So indeed, women have special additional challenges, like maybe not supported by their husband, partners, to attend Thursday, end of day, evening, late dinner, drink. That's the reality. It's about also them managing the kids because the father is doing something else. So these are challenges that come most of the time.
Yeah.
But it's also the fact that a lot of women think they should come 100% prepared for a mentoring call, a meeting, etc. While I say, actually, I don't care if you're not ready for a coaching session. Just come with what you have and tell me upfront, I'm not ready. I finished this is where I am. I'm not sure. And then that's my job to help you. And listen, if you only come when you are done, I said, you don't need me.
Okay.
That's the thing. While for men, it's the opposite. We are proud to come and say, we are not ready. We have questions. Can you help? That's it. That's it. But you see, it's really a different way of thinking, and I insist with my women clients and peers and mentees. If you're not fully prepared, that's why you should come. Because at the end, the earlier you get the feedback, the best you can adjust and adapt if needed.
Makes sense. What about when someone resonates as quieter, but is maybe forcing themselves to be loud or louder than they would prefer to be? What do you see as some of the side effects of that?
Yes, so then it connects to wearing masks at work,
Yeah.
of course, where indeed some people may try to overplay or shout louder just to be sure they are seen. It's always a danger because at the end, some people may start to talk behind your back and say, okay, look at this person. She is starting to, or he's starting to impress our VP here. What's the problem? So it's a balance, and it's about finding the right tone and the right style also. And that's why, again, having advisors, coaches, mentors can make a difference to share experiences. Because, of course, I mean, uh, I've been where I am today, not only because of the fact I did well, I also did some mistakes, and that's the purpose. I learn from it, I rephrase, I rearrange, and I share with my people, and they just go. And I tell them, try to not do like me, but observe as I am doing, so that you see what maybe you should never do.
When you had mentors in your career, were you actively seeking them out or did they just kind of appear or a mixture of both?
Oh, I would say a mixture of both, but those past, let's say, 2 or 3 years, it's more them coming to me
Okay.
because of experience, and they start to feel, of course, the let's say the vibration and the exchanges, and they understand in a way that they can, because again, men and women, a woman when she asks you to be coach or mentor by you, she may say, okay, when can we meet? Every 3 weeks or maybe 5 weeks because we are busy. A man, our first meeting next week will be, and it's systematic, I can tell you. 100% of the time in the 15 years I've been coaching, mentoring people,
Yeah.
men will tell you in 1 or 2 weeks it's fine. Woman will say 3 weeks, maybe 5. Let me know if it's not too much. And it's back and forth. And of course, I laugh about it with my female mentees and coaches because I tell them about what the men are doing. And then they are shocked. Yes, why are you asking?
Well, when you yourself had mentors who are coaching you or helping you along your career, were those again people that you found or approached to mentor you, or were they people who it just kind of
Yes.
worked out that they became mentors?
No, I approached them.
Okay.
And of course, I was very stressed because I did not know if they would say yes or no, by
Yeah.
the way. But that is what I discovered because like 15 years ago, I was asking, I was, hesitating, typing my email, I send, or maybe I should rephrase, maybe I should delete, maybe I wait 1 hour. That's my reality. Then finally, I sent the invitation. And then guess what? The person says yes. And then it's She said yes. She said yes. Um, Real story. I'm sharing this with you, Kathy. Like in the 2009, I was so impressed. I was so shy. And should I ask? Maybe she will say no. She doesn't even know me, by the way. Why would she say? And then you start the doubt and etc. And actually, I sent. She accepted, and then I'm just prepared, and then that's fine. So that is also a message and positive message I give to younger people. Generally, people say yes. Why should they say no at the end? Because I like caricature, and I say, as coach and mentor, we are just sitting in our couch and giving you advices. How complicated it is.
Right? It's a compliment. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes. So at the end, we are happy to help and also to give practical, simple examples where we see directly the impact compared to reviewing and operating procedures. Discussing with the client if maybe a contract can be signed. Here it's you should talk to this person, you should follow this training, build this, go and network.
Mhm.
And you see directly the impact. So that's why people generally they like to coach and mentor because at the end it's about contributing.
Do you have any tips for folks who want to approach someone as a mentor in terms of how they word it or how they approach the initial ask?
Yes, I would say be authentic and be very simple to the point.
Okay.
Like, I like what you did last week when you made your presentation at the all hands town hall meeting. I would love to hear more about what were your challenges or what you brought to there because I am thinking about XYZ. Can we discuss at least initially? That's it. Very simple, actually.
Okay.
Because if people have the time, they would say yes.
So simple and to the point.
So yeah, to the point, because at the end we probably did it in the past, so there's no need to to make it complicated because we have been there in the past. So we also ask the same questions.
And you might be surprised that more people will say yes.
Yes, actually, yes, yes. We will sometimes forget that um, for the coach and the mentor, it's also a compliment. It's very positive, and it's in a way also stressful to give advices because if you give bad advices or things that are not coming to fruition, you may have some doubts too. So that's why we can also be stressed to coach and mentor somebody. It's not only the coach and the mentee.
Well, if you had one takeaway or insight that you would want people to walk away from reading your book or from the idea of quiet ambition, what would you say that might be?
I would say be ready to surprise yourself
All right.
because I can tell you today that in a way my book is obsolete in the sense that I'm much beyond and further from where I was when I started to write my book. When I started my book, I was working at PPD, a clinical research organization. I had 5 people reporting to me. And actually, in 1 year and a half, I moved from 5 people to more than 300.
Wow.
And without never applying to any position.
And what was that leap like going from managing 5 people to more than 300?
It was natural and fluid
All right.
because people trusted me. Nobody saw why it would be a problem. So if nobody around me is seeing a problem, why should I see a problem? Just trust them and just go with the flow and learn and ask questions.
So that's then picking up on the idea of the calm confidence. It sounds like that you felt
Yes,
confident in yourself and you were able to exude that.
yes, exactly. Yes.
Do you have any other advice that you want to share in terms of either calm confidence or quiet ambition or anything that you think is important to mention that I haven't asked or gotten to?
Yes, yes. I like to call it the price or the cost of quiet ambition and actually the success that is behind. You may have, unfortunately, some people who may start to be away from you or be jealous and criticize your performance. That's the price. Because you may have more and more people starting to criticize you. And can share with you that even my book, around me, there have been some people who are criticizing, challenging what I have done, or even not buying my book while they are close to me. And that's the price.
Can you expand on that a little bit in terms of, well, I guess, how do you
Yes.
manage that? Yeah.
Well, it was a bit hurting, of course, and really surprising because at the end, it is just a book. That's what I like to say. It's just a book. And it was just what I lived. And it's, yes, disappointing to see that some people are not sharing the same excitement. And even if they are close to you, but on the opposite, it allows to confirm maybe some ideas you may have and allows actually to filter and sort who are your real allies and who are the jealous people. Because at the end, they were already jealous before the book. The book is just one more step to put some light. So that's the price. I sometimes talk about Dark Vador and and Luke Skywalker because at the end, when you release your book, but at the end it's the same if you make your house built or if you do a marathon in New York. At the end, some people will say, "But why did you go over there?" Is we see who has the success, who is lucky, who has this, who has that. So at
Yeah.
the end, you have to embrace it because on the opposite, you have a high number of people who are happy for you. But you should not be blind or naive. Some people may not be happy to see you succeeding.
I mean, again, that's really good advice. It's keeps it real that as maybe you continue to follow your own ambitions, that not everybody will necessarily be in your corner,
Yes.
but keep going anyway.
Keep going. Yes, keep going and find your allies along the way and keep them with you. And you will be going much further than I can imagine.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and congrats on the book. If people want to find out more
Thank
about it
you.
or if they want to read it, where can they find it?
So they can find the book on Amazon. It's amazon.com in the English version. There's also the French version, so amazon.fr. So
Okay.
easy to find.
Okay. Well, again, thank you so much for coming on and for talking about Quiet Ambition. It was really fun to talk with you.
Thank you, Kathy.
Be sure to check out Patrick's book, Quiet Ambition. You can also follow him on LinkedIn. Both are linked in the episode description. As an additional note, if you're a career pivoter or going through a life transition and you're interested in redefining or reframing your story, check out takeabeatcoaching.com to learn more about a one-on-one coaching program designed to help you tell your story confidently. Thanks for listening and take care.